Good morning, everyone. Oh, goodness, this is a little bit of a different experience for all of us, I think. I'm not used to doing live streams, but I'm using software that allows me to do that. Oh, I was just about to say I'm all on my own, meaning my earthly assistants are not here to help me, but I was just snagged by my guide, Sanaya, and of course, they reminded me we are never alone. So I've just turned this over to them. The technical side, they're going to have to guide me with everything. But my wonderful assistant and friend, Lynette, urged me to do the occasional guided live meditation. And then it stays up on YouTube for eternity for anybody to listen to again. So that's our goal today. I know there are a lot of you live. In fact, I can move over here while we're talking and look at comments as they're coming in. So yes, good morning, good morning. Let me make sure. Somebody says I have a bad echo, so I want to make sure that the music is turned off. Yeah, it's turned off. Should be good. I hope it's good. Okay, great. So as people are gathering, we will get to this guided meditation for finding peace within and in our world. But let's just sit and celebrate the fact that we are all one first. And many of you who follow my work know that one of the ways in which I do that is by sharing stories of connecting with higher consciousness. And there's never a lack for stories when we interact daily with those in the non-physical realms. So I'm just back home after two back-to-back conferences where I spoke about the fact that we are not only human and we're part of one big web, and the healing creative force of the universe is love. Those three principles make up what I call the Awakened Way, and I just welcome all of you beautiful members of our Awakened Way community. At the first conference, which was Helping Parents Heal, that was a conference for 1,000 parents with children across the veil. We call ourselves Shining Light Parents. A couple came up to me, and a man, I'm going to keep him anonymous, had a gift for me. He had this beautiful pendant that is a folded flag, a folded American flag that is given to people when they have a service member who passed. We have one of these flags in a display case given to us at the funeral of my stepdaughter, Susan. And this gentleman has a son across the veil as well. And it was a beautiful gift to give us that pendant. And one for me and one for Ty. And as I looked at him, he was wearing a button with the picture of his son on it. And his son was in a Navy uniform. And I felt a presence. And I just knew in that moment that I was supposed to give a short reading for the couple and help them connect with their son. So I borrowed a hotel room from a friend, and we met in the room, and I tuned in and right away could feel the presence of spirit. And any of you who follow my work know that we ask for evidence from those across the veil. And that would be things that I couldn't possibly know about the spirit. Well, I felt his personality, their son, and they did confirm that that felt very much like him. And we got all kinds of evidence and beautiful messages. But I wanted to share one with you, and I even have a picture to go with it. So let me get it ready here. There we go. So as we're talking, I said, your son is showing me that there's a grandfather who was also in the Navy. And they're showing me that he has a tattoo on the forearm, and it's the traditional Navy tattoo. Back before tattoos were so popular, sailors often got tattoos. Many of them got a girlfriend tattooed on the arm. But in this case, the son showed me the grandfather had an anchor on his forearm. And without any feedback from the parents, I said, but he's saying no tattoos for those of you here except Dad. And he said, the spirit, word for word, if you look very closely, you can see the tattoo that Dad has. Now I glance over at Dad. I don't see any tattoos. And Dad goes like this, and he holds his fist out towards me. And I said, what? Because I see the fist. And he says, like my son said, look very closely. Well, I'm going to share with you a photo here. This is a photo he sent me. You may not be able to see it. I'll show you in a second. But he said to me, I wanted to get a tattoo to honor my son. I went to a tattoo parlor. And by the way, The grandfather had the anchor on the arm, so that was absolutely accurate, but Dad wasn't so sure he wanted a tattoo. So he goes to the parlor. He said the tattoo artist gave one poke with the needle and he chickened out. Not the tattoo artist, the dad chickened out. So let me bring this up full size and look at this slide right here. If you look very closely, like the Sun in Spirit said, you will see the tattoo that Dad got in honor of his son before he chickened out, that one dot of ink. Is that fun or what? So I have to laugh at how Spirit works. Oh my goodness. So we got beautiful messages. So that's just a little bit of Spirit wonder to start us off and help us really know what we know in our hearts, that we are souls. And we are going to tune in a few minutes here as souls, all connected. And I'm going to ask my team in Spirit to guide this meditation. But before we do, they told me, the guides, to set the right energy by reading one of their messages that they've given me in the past. I don't know how many of you are familiar with my Awakened Way app. Let me bring that up as I pull up the app here. You can get it on iPhones and Android, absolutely free. Inspiration every day. If you go and watch the news every day, this is a perfect way to balance that energy. And they told me to read a message that just came in a few days ago. I'm going to put my glasses on for this, but just feel the energy of this as I read it to you. Let's see, here we go. You may find your differences in others. Love them anyway. You may focus on what separates you. Love them anyway. You may never see eye to eye. Love them anyway. But how can I love someone who thinks and acts differently than I do, you may ask? And the answer lies in seeing not from the human viewpoint of you and me, but rising to that state of awareness where there is also we. Wholeness, dear one, is your salvation. This is the meaning of Christ consciousness, seeing the divine in all things and all beings, no matter what. The good, the bad, and the ugly are human terms. The divine embraces all because all is the divine. You are so very loved. It can be no other way. And isn't that how the guides end every daily message? Stick around with me to the end because there is a wonderful feature on the app where you can press the Oracle button, ask for guidance now, and see what message from the thousands that are archived in the app and see how it speaks to you. So I was told that when we finish this guided meditation, on behalf of everyone gathered and everyone who will listen, I'll push the button and we'll see what message Spirit has for us at the end of this. Doesn't that sound great? Okay, so as I was guided to do a meditation about peace, I thought that it would be good to have a picture on the screen while we meditate. You can look at it or not. And as I was wondering what picture to put on, as I guide everybody in living the awakened way, don't just wonder, ask. So I asked Spirit, and they told me to get my slide that I've used many times of a disco ball. So let's make it look like this. There. Now, let me say go back to here. There we go. Okay. So the message that goes with this disco ball, you are already whole and complete. They're saying right now, don't tell the whole lesson. They'll guide us to understand the lesson of the disco ball. So are you ready? All right. I would like you to set down anything that you might have been working on, to put your phone aside and turn it off, unless you're watching this through your phone, of course. And let us set a group intention before we begin this meditation. Always, always a great idea to have a very clear intention. I'll make it more of an invocation, all right? So as we join our hearts together as one here, merge our souls as one. I'm asking Spirit to flow through all of us in such a way that all of us are uplifted, that our consciousness be raised permanently as a result of coming together and soaking up this group energy, whether we're here present live or afterwards. May the energy present in this meditation, guided from, coming from the highest possible levels, imbue all of us with this sacred divine energy. May it help us to see ourselves and the world in a different light. And as a result, may we go forth and be the presence of peace and love in our world. And so it is. All right. So I'm going to start some music here in the background just to add to the energy. And I'm asking Spirit to step in now. And may your words be my words. And may my words merge with the consciousness of all of you with us today. So please close your eyes now as we begin this spirit-guided meditation for finding peace within and in our world, and creating that peace moment by moment. In order to get into a nice expanded state so that we truly hear these words, I ask you to visualize a shaft of white light coming from the heavens, flowing down around you and anchoring you into the center of the earth. That energy flows continuously through you. This is the life force that breathes you, the cosmic God force. But it does not only flow from above, it concurrently flows from below in the form of the natural elements of the earthly world. Soak up the vibration of air, fire, water, ether, earth. These two individual yet mutual flows energize you, allow you to have this earthly experience, but you are so much more than the body. Move awareness now as you breathe slowly and deeply. Move the awareness to the center of your particular energy field, the area of the heart. This is where the light of you never goes out. It shines out brightly through every cell in your body. And like a disco ball with one light at the center, all of these cells make up the wholeness of you in physical form. But you are so much more than physical form. Feel the body now. Appreciate it. Honor the light at the center of you that never goes out. Send your light out thanks to the many, many cells that make up the wholeness of you. Send them outward through all of those glittering reflective lenses of your body. All those around you see you, for they can see the reflection of the light within. They see the physical aspects of you. But they do not see with the physical eyes the wholeness of you. Remove awareness now from the physical body and slip back into the center of you. This light that breathes you is part of something so much more vast. You might call it the soul The soul is guiding the bodily functions now. And yet the soul is so much more than your body. Sit for a moment as the light at the very center of the field of your soul. The soul is not concerned about the past. The soul does not worry about the future. The soul knows it is whole and complete. Sit for a moment as the center of the soul and simply be. Feel the peace in simply being. The body remains present, and yet sitting here in soul awareness, you are aware you are so much more than the body. Rest in this peace. Such peace would not be possible if you were only the story playing out within the costume of the body. It is a very real story, but as you are experiencing now, it is not the wholeness of you. The soul is so much more vast than one story, and it honors the story of you. Yet as it looks out now from the center of being itself, it sees limitless lenses, like the reflections on the outer edges of the disco ball. The soul knows it has the possibility to reflect itself through limitless points of view. The soul is all of the stories it will ever embody, and yet so much more. Slide back to the center now, the center of you as a human being in a body, and the center of you as a soul merge as one, sitting here in peace. This peace is always accessible, always present, for you are the light. And the light is not limited to one soul. You are so much more than that. Going once again to the center, see your soul family in this current lifetime. There are those with whom you interact at all times, your group. Expand it to those in your immediate environments. You may call them your tribe. You are attracted to them, for you share a resonant energy. Turn up the love at the center of you and feel the gratitude for your soul family. And yet, are there not times when you do not all think alike? And that is because your lenses face outward in different directions. To find peace, simply cease looking outward through your particular lens and slide now back to the soul family center, which is not but a center of light. Be now the light. Sit for a moment in peace as the light. Knowing there is no difference, no differentiation, yet able to see from this central state of being, peace, that all of those outward looking lenses out there at the projection of this light are simply doing what they came to do, to project the light in so many possible angles. There is so much gratitude for this group. And now slide back again to the center and simply be the light. And as the light, the entirety of who you are changes now, expands even more beyond the individual self, beyond the soul that projects the individual self, beyond the soul family, the tribe, the group projected by the light, to your nation. There is one light at the center of this nation. Within it are so many lenses looking out in all directions, yet all projecting the one light at the center. Challenges occur when the outward focus forgets to turn inward. All that is known is differentiation. And where there is separation, peace appears at a distance. Be as the light and be aware of the differences. But the light does not get caught up in the differences. The light remains aware. I am this light. And light is indivisible. As the light, send peace now outward to all of your many lenses in this nation consciousness, that all within this grouping known as a nation may come to see their unity with common goals, the highest of which is that all within this nation come to know themselves as separate and unified at the same time, able to make the choice to look outward and to go inward. Come now inward. Slide back to the center of the self, the center of the soul, the center of the group, family, tribe, the center of the nation, and experience the peace that is present in leaving all of the roles and identifications on the separate lenses and simply being the light. Sit here in this knowing for just a moment. I am the light. Feel the power of being the light. The individual self does not know what to do with such power. The group self begins to get an idea. The nation self, perhaps a more expanded sense. But only when you go beyond division do you understand the true power that comes with knowing I am the light. As the light, there are no divisions. There is no separation. All lenses on the outside facing in different directions dissolve. All humanity shares this same light. The boundaries of being human, being part of one whole, of the one light, can dissolve at any time by turning inward. Feel this peace. The moment angst about the world arises, recognize you have succumbed to the outward pull. You are being pulled to see through a lens. There is nothing wrong with this. Simply turn inward once again and be the center of all that is. This is wholeness. This is presence. From this state, send this presence, this peace, this knowing that all is well outward in all directions, turning up the light, knowing that in so doing, the light is indeed burning brighter through all aspects of the whole. And just as at another level that exists in this now, all cells are working together to create harmony and balance within billions of physical bodies. All souls are working together to create harmony and balance in the body of humanity. Be that soul, sending peace outward, the peace that is being experienced now as the light within that never goes out. Rest in peace. Indeed, you need not die to rest in peace. Only the thought of separation need die to find this peace. As you find yourself experiencing angst over conditions in the human world, go within to this space, and in so doing, the light immediately turns up. Turn it up even more now. Send it outward as healing of humanity. Send it outward now as healing of all souls. Send it outward now as healing of all bodies. Send it outward now as healing of all the cells in the individual body known as you. As you surrender the need to do it all, as you forget you are the light, the body accepts the love from within. The body knows all is well, and the cells in the body rejoice and do what they naturally do. For all cells innately know, I am the light. As you come back now through the layers of being, begin with the wholeness. You have experienced it now. This is who and what you are, complete whole, unharmed, peace. Come back now into awareness of being humanity itself, sharing the love, the knowing we are one. Come back now into awareness of the soul that has decided to be a direct expression of the light and to have adventures in human form, yet never forgetting it is the light in expression. Come back into awareness of being a human, part of a family, a group, a tribe. See them differently now. Yes, as separate, for you share beliefs and history, and yet fully aware, consciously aware now, you are part of greater and greater wholes as one shared light. Never forget, you are not only your group, your nation, or even humanity. You are all of this. Rest in peace as you come back into awareness of being a single light that cannot be separate from the one light of awareness. God, Spirit, Force, Source, the light that never goes out, that is at the center of all that is. You are bringing this awareness with you back into the story of you, forever changed now that you have brought this awareness back into conscious human awareness. Feel the peace. In the coming days, as the human story knocks you off balance, as it will, engender this feeling of knowing, I am the light. Breathe it in, this peace, this joy. This is love in full expression, life itself, and you are that, with no separation from the source of all peace. May peace reign upon the world is a prayer you may utter, but now it is accompanied with a knowing that peace is already here. Go forth as the very presence of peace. Wiggle your fingers and toes as you send some gratitude out to the world for your experience here, for how you have been changed by whatever you experienced. Take in a refreshing breath now. Come back into your body with so much gratitude for the energy all of you brought to that experience, with gratitude to Spirit for guiding that experience. How was that? You feel the love, huh? It's hard not to feel the love. I want to share with you, to help us ground this a little, a picture drawn by my dear friend Karen Crawford when I described to her an image that I wanted to share to help us understand we're not just these individual stories. And perhaps you'll appreciate this. Even while we run around living out our lives, doing all the tasks that keep us feeling separate, look at above these people. These are these beautiful souls that just want to reach out and love each other. That's how I feel right now. I want to reach out through the internet and love you all. But I know you can feel it, and I feel it coming back to me. And so let us bring this all together and see what Spirit has in mind for us. Let me see if I can pull up the app as I promised I would do. Let's see. We're going to the Awakened Way app, and there is a little pull-down menu that says Ask for Guidance Now. So there's a little button at the bottom that says Inspire. I'm going to do it in front of you so you know this is not rigged, all right? Let's all go to our hearts. Let's continue in awareness of the connection we're sharing right now, the connection that can't be divided. We ask Spirit, as I push this button on behalf of all those who are seeing and will see this experience, to bring up the perfect message for us now. And I push this. And it must be an old one because there's no picture with it at the top, just the logo, the Awaken Way logo. And I'll pull up the glasses. And here's what we got. Excuses, excuses. You all have them. You make them in response to expectations, either your own or others. Perhaps your excuses need a bit of examining. Why do you make some of the same ones over and over? Could there be something that truly needs changing? You need merely get out of the head where excuses lie and into the heart. How does it feel when you make these excuses? Is there peace in your heart as you repeat the excuse? Then you are exercising healthy boundaries. Is there a twinge of discomfort? Then heed that voice. It is that simple. Once again, a dose of awareness is all it takes to propel you on a path of healing change. So isn't that pretty perfect? Because we're all feeling the love right now, feeling the peace and the joy of being connected. And yet we'll read the news and we'll start saying, yes, they did that. And this is my excuse for that. And that's very human. And that's where we put up the boundaries. And we've all now experienced we're so much more than human. We are the light of awareness. So bring that into the experience. No longer make excuses. No longer need to be right. See the wholeness and bring peace into the equation. I thank you so much for joining me now. I thought I was going to answer some questions, but I would like you all to just, when this video ends, turn off everything for a while. Just sit quietly in this space that we've created together and ask, what do I need to know now to continue healing and to bring more peace into my life and the world? Thank you so very much for joining me. I am just committed to doing more of these moving forward, to doing more Q&As instead of the weekly podcast. That's the new format. It's not going to be weekly, but I'll join with you as my schedule allows. And we will be putting new content up on my YouTube channel consistently to help all of us stay connected and to remember to live the awakened way. I love you all so very much. Thank you for your energy today. Thank you for wanting to fulfill your purpose of being love in full expression. That's life. You guys go out and have a great day. Bye-bye.